Now, whether it's via plane, train or automobile, travelling this Easter looks set to be pretty challenging for a lot of people. Major disruption to transport is expected across the bank holiday weekend. Engineering works are being carried out on main rail lines throughout the capital. Well, Paul Murphy-Casp joins us now to tell us more. Paul.
Well, Victoria, this is the first time in a very long time that people will be able to travel around so freely around Easter with no restrictions. But traditionally, there's usually some major sets of works scheduled for the bank holiday, and with that comes an impact on journeys. Now, this is what Network Rail are going to be up to on the West Coast Main Line near Watford. They're going to be replacing some track and signals, as well as doing some works on HS2. So let's take a look at how that will affect services into Euston, as well as the other sets of works going on this weekend. So Euston Station is going to be closed the entire Easter weekend. For people using that line, replacement buses are going to run between London and Milton Keynes, effectively making Milton Keynes the end of the line. At Victoria Station, there'll be no southern services all weekend because of works in the Clapham Junction area. Trains will instead run via London Bridge and Blackfriars. The works also mean there'll be no Gatwick Express. Speaking of airports, there's also no direct train service this weekend between London and Stansted Airport. Buses replace trains on the line north from Waltham Cross. But all of this is happening on a very busy weekend of events and sport in London. So we asked Network Rail about their timing of these works.
We plan this work up to 2 years in advance, and we've got a good track record of working with organisations like the FA to inform them of work well in advance. What we're asking people to do is please avoid travelling by rail to the match, because there's no guarantee you'll get there in time, and there'll also be pressures on getting home again because we've got engineering projects right across the country.
And TfL services are also going to be affected by works this weekend as well. There'll be part closures of the London Overground, as well as the DLR, District Line and Piccadilly lines, as well as the ongoing works on the Bank branch of the Northern Line. It's also worth noting that if you had planned to use the Hammersmith and City line, that's going to be completely closed all weekend. Now, we've also been reporting this week about ongoing problems on the Metropolitan line because of an issue with train wheels. But this afternoon, TfL have told us that it intends to run a normal service this Easter weekend, which means tube services to Wembley for the FA Cup semi-finals should run as planned. Now, whether travelling by train or tube, as always, the advice from operators is to plan ahead and allow extra time for your journeys. Victoria.
Sounds like people are going to need to. Thanks very much indeed, Paul.